Hey Scorpio, thanks for dropping in with me. We are here to do your weekly dive into the Scorpio collective energy and to see what's coming towards you on your path. We're going to get the download from Spirit and we're going to dive right in here, okay? This is for any significant Scorpio placement. If you have a prominent placement in the 8th house, or if you happen to be a Taurus rising, that makes you a Scorpio descendant. And you may find resonance with this message. All right, let's check it out. What is coming in for Scorpio? What is the message of the moment for Scorpio spirit? What does Scorpio need to be aware of at this time? We're opening up here with the glow in the dark tarot just to get a baseline energy for your situation. Let's see what we got. Okay, I see that there was some offer that was presented to you and it just doesn't cut it. Not quite what you were hoping for. I feel like you're really sticking to your guns with this. There's something here that you're not willing to compromise on. And I think there's also this piece here that you may not recognize that Spirit's giving you a certain opportunity here, all right? I feel like you're not happy with the offer that was put on the table, but this also provides you a new opportunity. Maybe you can't see it quite yet, but this is going to be illuminated for you. It's by turning this thing down that a new door is going to open up for you. I got that. Okay, so let's see what is the new door of opportunity that opens up. Since Scorpio is, you know, putting their foot down and saying, no, I'm not going to settle for less. So what's coming your way as a result of this, Scorpio? Let's check it out and see what is coming in here. Ooh, all right. Well, crossing energy. We have a tower here that's landing right on the Paulina tarot. So let's check this out. So obviously, you know, this is sort of what is a sticking point here. This is what's at the crossroads in this moment. I do feel like when you turn this down, it was not anticipated. Whoever was on the receiving end of your dismissal of this offer was not anticipating that at all. So you really blew their mind with this one, and I think that's good. Let's see, what is this top card here that this landed on? Oof. And this gets things moving forward for you in a new direction. So you know what this really feels like to me is this feels like blockbuster energy, okay? So I feel like this is the moment where the tower just fell. And so it's sort of like radio silence. That's the vibe I got. But give it about 2 months, and all of a sudden, there's going to be all kinds of communication coming in. There's going to be a lot of movement in your life. So this gives me the impression that whatever you turned down here, it was wise that you turned it down. Because if you wouldn't have turned it down, you would have ended up in another compromising situation. You would have been stuck. Some of you are actually not willing to renegotiate something in regard to a living situation. And this is actually creating a scenario where maybe it feels a little bit destabilizing at first, but this is going to have you moving in a new direction, quite actually, okay? So I do see you maybe having some issues with the house that you were in. Maybe you're a renter. There were repairs that were needed. Nothing was addressed here. Maybe there was a storm that blew through. There was some kind of damage to the roof or something. You were dealing with some leaks, something like this. Could have been plumbing issues. I'm getting this for some people, and this is requiring you to get a new place. You know, there was some offer that was made by the landlord. It was just not sufficient. This living situation isn't working out for you. It might feel destabilizing right now, but I feel like you're going to end up in a much better spot if that's how this is coming through for you. Expect there to be a lot of movement forward. In a couple months from now, you'll be moving in a direction you'll be very pleased with, okay? And might even be a little bit of a distance from where you're living right now. Something about being in this new locale will be like a geographical cure for you. It'll actually line you up with a lot more opportunities. And I get that if you've been single, it might actually transform your love life as well. So sometimes this comes in as sort of like a wicked blessing. Something looks like it's really negative on the surface. It feels destabilizing, but it's actually very helpful. It's moving you out of a stuck position. So this feels to me like big blockbuster energy. Now, For others of you, you've been dealing with somebody who's just been giving you the bare minimum. You've been waiting for them to kind of level up in the emotional department. It just hasn't been cutting it. In some cases, there may have even been some kind of argument, some kind of falling out. You were hoping that maybe, it would wake this person up. They might actually, recognize the need for there to be some real effort put into healing the connection. They came forward. It just didn't cut it. It wasn't good enough. You knew it was going to be a rerun, same old, same old. And so you actually turned it down. And that shocked this person because I think they've gotten used to you always just kind of saying yes, maybe even just putting up with what little they threw their way. This could be a situation where you feel like you were breadcrumbed a lot, okay? You're used to being breadcrumbed and then love bombed, it's like a repeat pattern in your situation. But I feel like you finally said, nope, not good enough, not doing that anymore. You'd rather be alone and hold out for something that, can meet you where you are at. I feel like maybe you've been doing a lot of healing work, and so you're just not willing to kind of put up with what are dysfunctional patterns. This might even be shocking you a bit. You may have really felt a strong connection with this person, and you didn't know if you would ever be able to kind of like muster up the strength to really break free of it. You might have felt like this person really had a hold on you. I do feel like it's kind of a cathartic moment for both people in this scenario. All right. Somebody just got a little too used to this other person saying yes and accepting the bare minimum, and you just turn the tables in this situation. Do expect to receive lots of communication from this individual. Again, within a couple of months, there's going to be a lot more effort put in your direction to turn things around. But it's interesting because I got this vibe that when they finally come around to your way of thinking, it's sort of like a little too late. I feel that. I feel like you're already going to be moving in a new direction. What you don't understand is you just really freed up the energy. And because you freed up this energy, there's going to be a lot more offers coming your way. And I think you're going to be feeling good about it, okay? This was a very positive change for you. Okay, let me get some more details about this. I want to find out what's going to be moving forward in a couple months here. It looks like there's going to be a lot of communication coming in. I do feel like this person will reach out. I do. You haven't heard the last of this character, but I do feel like there's going to be so much developing in your life at the time that they reach out that it's just like they waited too long. Yeah, I feel like right now what's going on is this person's kind of playing this game where it's like, I'm just going to leave them in the dark and wondering what's going on with me. And maybe that's what they would pull before. They would kind of stonewall you or just sort of pull their energy back, maybe even go ghost on you. And this would burden you. It would stress you out. You were wondering what was going on. Were you going to hear from them again? Maybe this is what led to this latest scenario. When they came back, you were just like, you know what? I've been through this so many times. I'm not going to deal with this again. This doesn't just have to be in the romantic department, okay? This could be a friend that you have this pattern with. This could be a family member, where it's just a really unhealthy connection, and there's all these kind of manipulative power plays that get worked out in this interaction between you two. There could have been some kind of like manipulation occurring around some kind of stability, specifically around a house, a living situation, and this is really what brought matters to a head. And I think you're ready to break free of this, okay? So I do feel like the energy is pulled back right now. The intention is to burden you with wondering, where they are, what's going on, what's going to be their next move, but they don't understand that you really you broke this tie. Some of you may have actually done a formal working around this. You might have done some kind of real release work. You might have done a blockbuster, okay? You might have even done some kind of cord cutting, ritual, which I actually call extraction work because I don't believe you should leave any parts corded into you, but something's been transformed here. And I think what's funny is it's like maybe this person thinks they got you on pause. I don't know why they would think that. I think they're still kind of trying to adjust to this, change in the game plan, because I do feel like you changed the game with this, right? But they're going to find when they try to come back around, you're already moving forward. You're not staying stuck. You're not staying. Yeah, look at this. You're heading towards some kind of happiness. And look at that. I feel like you're starting to feel like, it's sort of like life's been breathed back into you again. You might even feel like you got like a new sense of being, like anything's possible now. You weren't realizing how much this connection was just like a dark cloud hanging over you. I feel like you've done a lot of shadow work around that. You might have went through an extremely depressive phase in connection to this particular relationship too, but I feel like you're just letting all that go and you're feeling so much more free. I do feel like you are heading toward a very successful time in your life when all those things you were waiting to come in for yourself. Maybe you always felt like, the people around you were having good news to share or something positive developing in their life. And you just felt like you've been dealing with one challenge after another. You might have even at some points wondered like, well, when is it my turn? When does something go right for me? It's coming. All right. I feel like summer is going to be really good for you, but it's all getting kicked off now because of this change you made. So do look for the energy to continue to lighten for you over these next 8 weeks. I feel like things are going to shift quite a bit for you. You might even plan some kind of vacation to a sunny locale. You might decide, you know what, I just want to get out for a bit. I want to have some fun. I think that that'll be really good for you. You'll have a good time. Some of you have kids. You want to take your kid, somewhere maybe to a particular theme park, something like Disney World, somewhere sunny, okay? You might go to Disneyland in California, okay? That's possible too. But I just feel like you're ready to just go and have some fun and kick up your heels a bit and just enjoy the success. Actually, it's almost like you want to commemorate, you really creating this change in your life where you're ending a lot of stuff that has been holding you back and putting you in this pattern of not really showing up for your own life, but more showing up to kind of like tend to others and their dysfunctions and their needs. And you just realize like, I don't need to carry this anymore. Maybe the reason why things feel so heavy all the time is because I'm always burdened by other people's stuff. So I see this as a really positive sign. Okay, tell me about this success and this happiness that's going to be coming in for Scorpio on the other side of this, because I feel like finally things are going to get moving. You probably have been going through a difficult period where your stability's been rocked. I feel that finances may have really been affected. There might have been a big falling out in a particular relationship. This can be any kind of relationship, okay? Again, it can be a family relationship, it can be a friendship, it can be with a lover, but I do feel like there were some lies that were exposed, some dishonesty came to light for you. You realized that maybe you were just being taken advantage of in a situation and you called quits on it. And that's what moved you out of the place of inertia and got you moving forward with the Chariot here, okay? There was a dilemma that you needed to resolve for yourself. Because I do feel like you went back and forth on this for a while. You were in two minds. Your head would say one thing, your heart would say another. But there was like a certain riddle you needed to solve, an internal riddle. There was something that you could only get the key to set you free by looking within. And you did really come to some kind of conclusion. There was something, some kind of guidance that came in that really illuminated for you what the reality was of the situation. And when this landed, you felt it, like you felt it so strong. I'm almost getting this sense, I have this image of like somebody, they're in the kitchen, they're doing the dishes, they're looking out the window and they're kind of like ruminating on this experience and what they've been through. And then all of a sudden it's like the answer just came upon them. The truth was just like revealed to them in that moment. And it feels like almost like this wave of energy running through the body. It changed everything. I don't know why I got it coming in like that, but I do. It's just this moment of knowing, you finally had it click. It was 14:44 on the clock when I brought that in, okay? So yeah, I do feel like you got some kind of guidance came in. Could have even been some kind of angelic guidance. Could have felt like it was guidance from a loved one that had passed on, a father that had passed on. I just heard that, okay? You might have been trying to decide between one of two people as well, trying to decide what was the right choice. I got that as well, okay? You might have felt a little divided in your choice, but something made your choice very clear. And I feel like now that you've dropped what was burdening you, you're going to be moving forward in a very empowering way, right? You could be dealing with a Cancer. You could be dealing with an Aries, and Aries could have been, you know, connected to this challenging experience you had where, you know, the truth was revealed. All right, that's possible. Let's see what we got here. Crossing. Yeah, you learned that somebody was really betraying you in this situation. Like, this was not a fair arrangement here at all. And you were really getting thrown out of balance. And maybe even your finances were really getting thrown out of balance. There could have been something going on here where maybe you felt you were being used for some kind of resources as well. Maybe used for your house, okay? Or maybe this person was always needing a handout, or you were relying on this person for some kind of financial support. I also feel like this situation really threw you out of your equilibrium as well, okay? But definitely there was some kind of betrayal that was revealed. And I think also in some ways you might have recognized the way that you were betraying yourself, right? But it looks like you're taking your power back. And it looks like you're not going to accept the bare minimum anymore. And you're finally like standing up for yourself and understanding that you deserve better than this. And it's what frees you up. You could have also been dealing with a Leo, okay, with that sun energy coming in as well. Leo season this year might be very significant for you. So like the end of July heading into August. We do a cut of the deck here, and then we'll get some clarification cards. Yeah, I think you got a whole new view moving forward now. I mean, it's sort of like clean slate sort of energy. I do feel like you get to chart your course from here and where you want to go. You might already have a set idea about that, okay? You may actually have something you really need to get off your chest, something you want to express to someone, or someone could have something that they really want to express to you. This could be somebody that you've already had an ending in your connection with each other, because we got death on the other side here. This person has been thinking about this for a while. They've been sort of like holding themselves back from taking an action. They've been trying to plan the best way to come forward and express their feelings to you. I feel like this could even be really dramatic. It could be like a declaration of love. I do pick up as a connection that was previously brought to a close. You had an ending here, all right? So this has either like you had some falling out with somebody, you haven't talked for a while. I don't think you're going to anticipate this, because this is going to come rushing in and it surprises you. But this brings the opportunity for a brand new beginning. Someone wants another chance. They want to revive things with you. This person may have been very impulsive in the past, and they might have made an impulsive decision that actually was what led to this betrayal. Okay, I could see this as like somebody cheating on you, or this could be a situation where you felt like somebody stole something from you, maybe even stole from you financially. There was something that happened that wasn't quite right. I just got turned people against you. Okay, so there's something dramatic that happened in this situation. This person has been waiting to come forward though and talk to you. And I do feel like it's taken a long, long time here with the Knight of Pentacles. Like, this person's really been considering this for a while. But I feel like they're at the point where they can't hold in the emotions anymore. And so they're going to rush forward with this. Now, it is possible that this person was dealing with some kind of recovery process. Specifically, they might have had some kind of drinking issue, or they were trying to maybe even get into some kind of counseling. Maybe this person was aware that they had these tendencies, that they were a little impulsive. Maybe this person was able to acknowledge that, you know what, I think I'm a little codependent. I do feel like this person got some kind of support. This could also even be somebody who got into some kind of legal trouble that required them to have counseling as part of the rehabilitative process. And because of that, this person's now seeing things differently. I do feel that though it took a long time for this to come forward, they are going to offer like some kind of commitment. Maybe this person wasn't really the commitment type before, but now they want to invest in a new beginning, and they're hoping to heal this with you, okay? I feel like they really want to heal this, and they're serious about it. With the Hierophant here, this could be somebody who was like a perpetual bachelor, not willing to commit, and now they're like, no, you're my soulmate. I want to make this right. And right behind that, we have the Eight of Wands. So there's another confirmation. All right. I can also see this as a new business opportunity opening up for you in a direction that you thought was cut off for you. Maybe you weren't able to take an opportunity before, but now with things shifting in the living situation, you don't feel so tied to where you once were. This gives you the opportunity, now that you opened up your road and you let go of what was holding you back, this frees you up. So you might actually charge forward now and get another shot at a financial opportunity, a business opportunity. And this is what increases your finances and gives you an opportunity to move away from a troubled time in your life, a troubled chapter, and, just remove yourself from a situation that caused you a lot of pain. I feel like in this case, it's very important to you to get your child out of this environment. You just want a more supportive environment for your child than what's been going on here. Maybe it's been a very unstable environment for your child, and you just really want a new beginning. You might have needed some kind of funding too. You might be wanting to go back to school or head in a new direction career-wise. I feel like whatever's coming in here, you're getting news in the affirmative that something's being balanced out for you, all right, with Temperance. And it does give you an opportunity to head in this new direction, and it looks really good. This might even be you kind of like reviving a childhood dream or something that you sort of like left in the past, like, well, I'd like to do that, but you sort of gave up on it, maybe even because you had a kid, and so you just sort of tabled it. But I do see, where you're needing some kind of institutional support, some kind of grant, some kind of funding, maybe even a scholarship in some cases, something so you can, take your career to the next level. I do see that happening. It can play out both ways. And it's a little bit of a mixed bag. And for some of you, it's the whole enchilada. Okay. You're getting another chance at a relationship, and somebody's done the work. They're ready to, press restart on this. You may actually entertain this. I think if you do, you're going to require that there's some kind of counseling or some kind of support in place to take it to the next level. Because I do feel this was a situation that maybe was very destabilizing in the past, and this could especially be around children. But there is some kind of working things out here, and there is something that gets you on track with your career and your financial flow, and I think it looks really good, right? This looks like really positive energy for you, so I think right off the bat, you should feel very good about the fact that, you did take a stand and you're like, you know what? I'm not going to settle for less. You were brave enough to face the truth. You came to some kind of clarity, and it looks like it's really turning your life around. So all I have to say about that, Scorpio, is congratulations. Pay attention. These next 8 weeks are going to be really significant for you. Important messages coming in. Important opportunities. Look for some recovered opportunity. You thought you missed out. You didn't. It's coming back around. You got some in the Scorpio camp that is happening in the way of a revived relationship where somebody actually did the work and now they're ready to invest, where before that was just sort of like more of a casual kind of energy, or somebody who's like in and out of your life. There's some kind of stability coming in here that does definitely improve the financial situation. And I do feel a lot of you are also recovering some kind of opportunity to head in a particular career direction, and where you're wanting to go to school or you need some kind of training for that, there's some kind of financial support coming in. Looks like all systems go. You're not held back at the crossroads anymore. You're heading to new horizons. Congratulations.